1995 had begun in what had become a familiar fashion for Celtic. After a promising start in the title race, league form had stuttered, and January saw 3 consecutive draws with Rangers, Dundee United and Hearts. The kind of results which had come to characterise Celtic's league performances that season. Thoughts turned to Scottish Cup business. Memories of Celtic's League Cup defeat at the hands of Raith Rovers still lingered. As Celtic lined up to face St Mirren, only 4 members of that starting 11 were in the lineup to begin the Scottish Cup campaign.
Brian McLaughlin. Jinking and turning and looking for an opening inside the area. Tackled by Fullerton, which is Boyd. Ball played across and a superb header there by Willie Faulkner. Celtic have made the breakthrough. Bonner celebrates, and there's relief all around the stadium. A crowd of more than 28,000 people, and at last Campbell Money is beaten. Good ball played in here by Tom Boyd to the far post, but attacked superbly by Willie Faulkner, and that time Money had no chance. Well, a tackle from Fullerton robbing Brian McLaughlin, but Boyd in just the right place to flight this across, and that attacking header by Faulkner was so effective. Collins flights it in, a chance on again, and this time Van Hooijdonk scores. He celebrates his second goal in Celtic colours, and it's surely the killer goal in this cup tie.
In a shrewd piece of business by Celtic, £1.5 million had purchased the prolific goal-scoring talents of Pierre Van Hooijdonk from Dutch side Breda, for whom in the previous season he had netted 25 goals in 31 games at the top level of the highly competitive Dutch league. He also holds the Dutch record of 11 goals in 11 consecutive games, previously held by Dennis Bergkamp. It didn't take long for Pierre to demonstrate his capabilities, with a magnificent debut strike against Hearts in the league. Having already contributed a goal in the Scottish Cup campaign, Pierre's love affair with supporters continued on St Valentine's Day, as Celtic faced Meadowbank in the 4th round of the Cup. The romance of the Scottish Cup didn't last long for the Edinburgh side, after a Faulkner knockdown found Pierre on the edge of the box. Meadowbank keeper Steve Ellison was again under pressure as Van Hooijdonk connected with a McNally cross. As his effort cannoned off the bar, Faulkner was on hand to tidy up and put the Celts 2 ahead. Within 3 minutes, Celtic had added a third, and again it was the Dutchman who did the damage, with a superb finish to make the score 3-0. The score remained the same despite intense second-half pressure, and Celtic recorded the first victory by 3 clear goals since 1993. The quarter-finals saw Celtic drawn against Kilmarnock, and Celtic supporters responded to a call by Tommy Burns to give the team their backing by turning out in numbers for the game, played on a Friday night.
Good effort there from Faulkner. Fine move from Celtic. They really do appear to be warming to the task. Lights problem there. The lights have gone, and the referee allowed the game to continue just for a brief second or two, but now I suspect there may be a hold-up here. These lights have gone.
Failure of the floodlights had become something of a familiar problem, with Capello, Ibrox, Brockville and Hampden all previously blacked out. After a 25-minute delay, the action resumed.
So there's no lighting problem now, and Celtic have a chance to get the game back underway with this free kick. Pierre Van Hooijdonk lining up what might be a long-range, ambitious attempt on goal. John Collins runs over the ball. There's Van Hooijdonk. That's awkward. And it's certainly worried Likovic in the Kilmarnock goal. Picked up now by Collins. Chased by Riley, his shadow. Riley's won it. Run made on this side by McKee, but Boyd was with them all the way. O'Donnell's little flick on. This is McStay. That's a great pass through. Here's McLaughlin, a chance on here for Celtic for the opener. And that surely is a penalty kick. Yes, it's been given. So penalty kick to Celtic. John Collins will take it. The score, the only one he's taken so far this season, that was against Kilmarnock. He's done it again. Celtic take the lead. Relief there on the Celtic bench. Tommy Bonds looks satisfied. So it's McKinley with the free kick. Hoyduk attacking the ball, and that's in. She's wide of the target. Good running ahead by Boyd. Pulling that back very well indeed. Could this be the second? It's off the post from Faulkner. Excellent move again from Celtic. And Willie Faulkner once again the forward out of luck for Celtic. Referee brings the match to an end. A huge roar from the Celtic supporters. Celtic go through to the semi-final of the Tennis Scottish Cup.
While the team pursued a place in Europe and looked forward to a semi-final clash with Hibs, there continued to be a lot of activity off the park. Fergus McCann and his team had presided over the most successful share issue ever in British football, exceeding the original £9.4 million target easily. Celtic's stadium development was also bang on schedule, with the construction of the new 26,000-seater North Stand continuing apace. Having begun work last summer, progress has been dramatic. The structure can be seen for miles around and offers not only a magnificent view of the pitch, but also a panoramic view of Glasgow itself. The first phase of the reconstruction of Celtic Park will be completed in time for the start of season 95-96 and will allow supporters to make a welcome return to paradise. After a 0-0 draw in the first match, Celtic again faced Hibs 3 days later for the semi-final replay. It would prove to be one of the most memorable matches of the season.
Changing around among the Hibs players. They're ideally suited to that in this formation. Baldwin again doing well in the air this time. Andy Millen dropped off him, picked up the loose ball. They brought him again, and this is what he's so good at, breaking from midfield. Trying one man too many there. The one who won possession was John Collins. Here's McLaughlin. Barter sprinting free on the right, but that's forward to Walker. A great chance here for Celtic. Excellent football from Celtic. Here Jackson again, right ahead. Determination shown there by Willie Miller. The tackle. Space for Andy Walker. This is McStay breaking from midfield. Shooting chance perhaps for Paul McStay. Excellent goalkeeping by Leighton. Now McGinley. Harper. Willie Miller was outside him. It's a good pass. And an excellent cross. A chance for Tweed. Collins. Walker's way up. Here's McLaughlin again. That was very well timed by Mitchell. Barter pushing forward from the right back position. Walker. Barter. Great play from Celtic. Back here with Paul McStay. Great ball in for Faulkner. That's the over! Brilliant play from Celtic. Willie Faulkner puts them ahead. Well, superb play from Celtic. Willie Faulkner getting his 6th goal of the season and justifying his inclusion to replace Pierre Van Hooydonk. It really was a magnificent goal, superbly built up. There's Harper on the far side. It's a turn back though. Faulkner wins it. Here's McKinley. Tweed on his own there, inside the box, defending for Hibs. Jackson. That's great play by Faulkner. Well, he's enjoying himself all right tonight. There goes McLaughlin. That's for Walker. And Graham Mitchell did just enough there. Good first time effort there from Faulkner. Well, I think the half-time whistle will come as some kind of blessed relief for Hibs. Only 1 goal down, but it could so easily have been 2 or 3. Millen, a little bit of trouble there. Out it comes to Collins. Delightful finish from Collins. Measured into the corner. The Celtic supporters celebrate in style. That's Evans, ball straight away for Hibs. Across it comes to O'Neill. That's well struck. And superbly saved by Bonner. What a difference that might have made to the run of the game. Here's Millen. Keith Wright's head out looking for McGinley. The right. Hibs are back in the match. The pressure has paid off. Off there from Walker. This is Faulkner. Now McStay. Collins on the left. There's Andy Walker. Down for McKinley. That's great play again. And Graham Mitchell defending superbly once more for Hibs inside the box. Mitchell to Jackson. Miller. And now Evans. This is promising for Hibs. Right, McGinley going up there against Rudy Barter. Harper breaks kindly from Miller. Now it's Jackson. Here's Keith Wright. Superbly tackled there by Rudy Barter. Now the break is on for Celtic with McLaughlin. On the far side is Walker. To the gap goes Phil O'Donnell. Matched by Pat McGinley. And he quickly replaced at Celtic. O'Donnell again. Back here with Barter. Faulkner attacks the ball. Well, it's a good save by Leighton. So powerful, Willie Faulkner. He's clashed there with Andy Millen. He almost turned that into a goal-scoring opportunity. McLaughlin to McKinley. It's a very good swinging cross again. Collins beaten the ball by Millen. Jackson takes the ball for a run. Usual reception from the Celtic supporters. He's right, well challenged by O'Neill. This is Collins. McStay. Great running by Walker. He's onside. This could tie it up. Terrific build-up play once again from Celtic. Chance on there for the header, and that'll settle it! From O'Donnell for Celtic. Could scarcely have been simpler. There's Michael O'Neill, the free kick. Bonner's in trouble, that's Keith Wright, locked to get in with a header. And it's turned off the line by O'Donnell. Well, he's been very influential since coming on as a second half substitute for Peter Grant. So Celtic head for their second cup final of the season. The first ended in agony for Paul McStay in particular. The penalty shootout, and they could have got a cup final against Wraith Rovers. Now they face First Division opposition again in the 10th Scottish Cup final. This time it's the men from Airdrie.
As Celtic anticipated a Scottish Cup final clash with Airdrie, no one had any doubt about how important this match was to all those connected with the club. Celtic were just one game away from winning their first trophy since 1989 and erasing the memory of the League Cup final defeat earlier that season. Winning the Cup would also go some way to compensating Celtic for an indifferent league campaign and, of course, deliver a valuable place in Europe next season. A new look strip was unveiled, with a return to the more traditional design welcomed by supporters. The build-up to the cup final had begun. As the team prepared at Sea Mill, they were in a relaxed frame of mind. A short trip to Italy had gone some way to keeping the players focused on the task ahead and allowed them to escape the distractions and tension inevitable prior to such a big game. A 3-0 victory over Rangers towards the end of the season had been encouraging, and it was to the senior members of the squad that Tommy Burns looked to for their experience and maturity.
We brought them down on Thursday, and basically just to get them away from the hype for tickets and people bothering them and pressing them for different things, just to come away and relax. And they trained this morning, it went very well, so we're well prepared.
A major blow was the loss of Brian O'Neill through injury.
That's one of these unfortunate things that happened. Brian twisted his knee on Monday. We left it a couple of days to come back in and then try to train on it again, and unfortunately the same thing happened. So we know what the problem is, and we just need to get that sorted.
There was, however, some good news.
Peter Grant, who we thought had no chance a fortnight ago, has come right back in and showed a lot of mental toughness to get himself right back into the frame again.
Celtic also had to contend with the fact that Tony Mowbray would also be missing from the centre of defence due to suspension. Mark McNally and Rudy Vata were drafted in to plug the holes in defence, while Simon Donnelly, who made a recent return to first-team football, would team up with Pierre van Hooijdonk. Despite injury worries, training had gone well, and the manager was determined to ensure that the players went into the game with the right attitude.
So I think, we've made a concentrated effort to make sure they're relaxed, because, obviously outside influences will try and influence them to make them feel under pressure and things like that. But they know they've got a job to do, and come the day they'll be ready for it. But until then, we want to keep them as relaxed as possible.
Part of the Burns philosophy is that there is a price to be paid for losing, even if it is only a training game.
That guy's still in your seal.
After training, it's time for lunch, which allows the team to discuss that day's game and not to dwell too much on what lies ahead the following day. One of the greatest difficulties when preparing for a big game is avoiding boredom. However, there are no shortage of characters in the Celtic squad to keep the spirits up and the players relaxed.
Yeah, bro. I wouldn't think it'll be big funky behind me. No, the gas was actually. Yeah, I was up to the bait time and that. Oh, he was alright. Rudy? Yeah. No, I'm all the goals. £10 sterling. English money. Been defeated today. Them bars, my family's leaving
The players all like to relax in different ways. While some go to their rooms for a few hours sleep before an evening walk, others like to find their own means of relaxation.
Brian O'Neill, you're the worst player in the history of Celtic Football Club.
So yeah, you're just a bad player. He's not a bad bloke, he's just a bad cards player.
I'm actually a very nice guy.
Honestly. You're a nice bloke, but you're just a bad player. You're a nice guy.
That's my wife.
Grazie, grazie. Any boy. Good show, Eddie boy. Oh! Eddie, I'm very Eddie boy. Great show, Eddie.
Some of the guys ever played pool with a rest.
For the break.
5 minutes.
You're off school? Always. Good job. Yeah. Glad you can, yeah.
The cup finals take care of themselves. The supporters will be there. They'll back us to the hilt, we know that. And we want to give them a good day and a good weekend and a good summer, and then we can go back to Celtic Park, the Scottish Cup holders. A new stadium almost completed, some new players, and basically we get a fresh start again at Celtic Park with a lot of optimism.
On the morning of the final itself, it was clear how much victory would mean to supporters.
It's very important for Celtic to win this game. Very important, and for the fans as well.
I think it's important for the fans more than anything else. Just the amount of belief that's been in the club over the past 6 years that we haven't won anything, and I think now is the time to do it and finally turn the corner.
Well, I think things are starting to get right in the recent past anyway. They're doing well, they're a great victory over Rangers, and they're doing very well.
I think it's important a club of Celtic stature requires to win trophies on a regular basis, so let's hope today's the start of big things to come for a few years.
We're turning the corner with a beautiful new stadium now, and things are turning the corner for us, and I think things are going to come good. This will be the start today.
This is a springboard. We do it the day, take off. European champions in 2 years.
We all love the club, obviously, and this is as important as it gets.
Well, some play the best.
Celtic team of the 60s and 70s, signing autographs. He will do, I'm sure, until the day dies. In the midst of that array of people is Rod Stewart, here to support Celtic. There he is. Well, Peter Grant, reckoned to be such an important influence to the Celtic side in midfield, recovering from a knee injury sustained against Dundee United 2 weeks ago and urging his teammates on. Mark McNally last played in the first team at the start of a match on the 25th of February against Hearts at Tynecastle. A long layoff, so something of a gamble perhaps, bringing him back after that gap in his season. Paul McStay, the most experienced cup final exponent in the field. It's his 6th cup final. He's had winning medals in 85, 88 and 89. He was a loser in 84 and in 1990. The Tennis Scottish Cup final of 1995 is underway, with Celtic in possession and the tactical manoeuvring started already. Paul Jack picking up Simon Donnelly up front for Celtic. Graham Hay has the task of looking after Pierre Van Hooijdonk. Here's Donnelly with Jack, and the deflection there gives the throw to Airdrie. Simon Donnelly looks over to the referee and a quiet word of complaint. Steve Cooper under pressure from McKinley. Andy Smith. Right pass, here's Smith again. Lawrence is quick, so too is Boyd. And a late tackle there by Tom Boyd. The free kick's been given. Paul Harvey's free kick. Van Hooijdonk back in defence, clearing for Celtic. Sanderson. First involvement there for Bonner, who did very well to hold her under pressure from Cooper. Kept his eye on the ball all the time. Well, the game for the moment being compressed into the middle area of the field. Paul Jack going to work hard on Simon Donnelly. That's Van Hooijdonk, a very good pass. This is McKinley in space. And good tidying up work there by Kenny Black, who matched Paul McStay's run into the box for Celtic. Very experienced player. Tosh McKinley's corner, a clear header there from McNally. The golden opportunity goes a-begging for Celtic. No one picked him up.
It's really careless defending here from there, because Mark McNally's allowed a clear passage there and really should be hitting the target with that header, because he's not got an awful lot to do to meet the ball, and he really should have hit the target there.
Van Hooijdonk wins that from McLaughlin. Is this Collins? Grant in the anchor role in central midfield. Van Hooijdonk's way off, that's McLaughlin. Neat for the play again. Turned away by Paul Jack. Well, Brian McLaughlin is likely the player to provide that extra bit of penetration for Celtic in attack. The corner kick again being taken, an in-swinger by Tosh McKinley. Allowed to run away there for the throw to Airdrie. Here's Stewart now to receive the throw out. He does have a very important role this afternoon, Stuart, because Brian McLaughlin's the kind of player who can break up a man-marking system by going past a couple of defenders. Free kick conceded there by McNally. It's up very well indeed for that. Celtic defence standing firm. Boyd in that new central defensive role, performing very well indeed for Celtic. Donnelly sending out long, there's no one forward for Celtic, and Peter Grant has made a run of fully 50 yards to put pressure on Sanderson. It's picked up well by Collins. Space on the right for Bata. McLaughlin inside him, now goes outside. There's Kenny Black bringing a very good challenge, well-timed tackle. McLaughlin sends over a good cross, that's awkward. Jimmy Boyle scrambles the ball away, but only as far as McKinley. That's for Van Hooijdonk. Great header! And Celtic are ahead! Pierre Van Hooijdonk scores his 8th goal in Celtic colours and sets the cup final alight. This has
been typical of the Celtic play so far because they've used either side well. Josh McKinley gets in a tremendous cross there. And Van Hooijdonk gets up brilliantly, meets it perfectly. Really gives the goalkeeper no chance, but Celtic have used both flanks very well in the early stages. And obviously Van Hooijdonk there has shown the threat that he possesses. Tremendous start for Celtic.
A perfect start for Celtic. And their huge support. Brought to life. Well, an outstanding header from Pierre Van Hooijdonk. The delivery from McKinley was superb. And now Airdrie have a real problem. The goal coming after just 9 minutes. Harvey. Outpaced comfortably there by Boyd. A huge asset at the back, Boyd's immense pace. There's Boyle. Well tackled by McKinley. Grant now leads the counter-attack. That's for Donnelly. Sanderson getting back there. Well, Sanderson made no contact at all with the ball there, and Simon Donnelly claiming the advantage rule should have been applied. Oh, a remarkable challenge that by Sanderson. Misunderstanding in the box there, in Barta and Van Hooijdonk. Plenty of movement down there on both benches. Neither management teams entirely happy though. Good play from Airdrie. There's Lawrence. Good block by Bonner. Superb football there in the build-up. Good play from McStay. This is McLaughlin. Collins wide on the left. Target there was Donnelly. Nimble play again from Sandy Stewart. Won well by Grant. The pass finds Van Hooijdonk offside. Very close indeed though. Good tackle, started that off from Peter Grant. It was a good tackle for Peter Grant here, and quickly looks up, and I'm not convinced that Van Hooijdonk was offside. Jimmy Boyle fighting that in. Handed away by McNally to Sanderson. A great effort on the volley. Well, it will be a tremendous occasion to score your first goal of the season. That's what Sanderson was trying to do there. Celtic for the moment looking very comfortable on this lead. Sandy Stewart's header goes straight to Collins. He's immediately challenged by Boyle. Donnelly to McLaughlin. And McKinley. Collins has gone inside. That's good running by McKinley. That's great play by Tosh McKinley. You could see the defenders reluctant to tackle him inside the box as he made for the byline. Dangerous ball flashed across the 6-yard box there. Steve Cooper was the player back defending for Airdrie. Easing that back to Martin. McNally's header. There's no offside. Donnelly was coming back, having closed down John Martin in goal. John Martin comprehensively beaten by Pierre Van Hooijdonk's splendid header in 9 minutes, but that apart, not trouble too often.
Pierre Van Hooijdonk has gone down to the far side of the field. He appears to require treatment.
So the big Dutchman waits. There's some attention here from Ryan Scott, the Celtic physio. And Willie Faulkner is being prepared for action. McKinley forward, here's Donnelly. McStay under pressure from Black. Sanderson's clearance, Lawrence is on his own for Airdrie up front at the moment. That's a good turn to wait for support. Black helps it on. Here's Sanderson well forward. Now Stewart. Under pressure there. Here's McLaughlin. Misunderstanding there with Peter Grant, I think. Sandy Stewart doing very well for Airdrie. It's the Airdrie throw. once again. Barta to Van Hooijdonk. The touch was clumsy. It may well be his last involvement in the play. The Dutch striker is being withdrawn. So off goes Pierre Van Hooijdonk, the man who scored that splendid opening goal in 9 minutes. And he is replaced by Willie Faulkner. He scored for Aberdeen in the 1987 League Cup final, but finished on the losing side. Stewart's throw. This is Stewart again. Boyd at the back. Paul McStay has gone down injured. Still going off, I think, from which you expected to recover. McLaughlin goes wandering, gets the break of the ball off Cooper. Here's Tosh McKinley. The aerial threat now comes from Faulkner. He's got into the Van Hooijdonk roll. There's Barton. Conley ahead. Well challenged by Jack. Right, switches the play. That's good play from Celtic. Here's Tosh McKinley. And Jimmy Sanderson spotted the threat coming there from a former Hearts teammate. Steve Cooper winning that from Boyd. Grant was quick enough to get there ahead of Lawrence. Calm play there from Pat Warner. All your experience, clear again. Faulkner helps it on. Donnelly is offside, although I suspect the referee might have given a free kick against Faulkner. Andy Smith got a touch on. McNally in good position though for Celtic. That's McStay. Faulkner beaten by Hay. This is McLaughlin. Retains possession very well indeed. There's McLaughlin. His 21st birthday this month. Giving that away though. Here's Donnelly. Now McLaughlin. Once again, the most persistent criticism of Brian McLaughlin is his final pass in wide positions, and there's real justification for that criticism.
It's real careless defending, and Simon Donnelly spots Brian McLaughlin. Lovely little ball inside, but a wasted final pass eventually.
Good turn by Stewart, he was caught by McLaughlin, and that was down to the clever play of Sandy Stewart. That's what produced that bad tackle from McLaughlin. So, a chance for Airdrie late in the first half to equalise on this free kick. And Mark McNally got a very important touch there, but still the pressure remains on the Celtic defence. And Airdrie really have done extremely well to force their way back into this match after that early setback provided by Van Hooijdonk's goal. Paul Harvey will take this. Queuing up for the header there, and Pat Bonner stayed in his line. It's another corner kick. Here's Kenny Black. Near post ball, won well by Faulkner. There's Donnelly. Now Barta. That's a good pass from McLaughlin. He's on his own for the moment. Needs support through the middle. Jimmy Sanderson trying to slow him down there. And once again, McLaughlin's final pass lets him down. Another chance here to cause some problems. More orthodox ball. Grant looking there for Barta. Almost a good ball, that. Barta well forward, supporting the attack. So we've had a couple of minutes now of stoppage time, and there could be more of that. Referee Mottram allows the play to continue as Lawrence chases. Boyd makes sure he can't get the ball across, but Lawrence has done well to earn another corner kick. It's a good closing spell from Airdrie in the first half. Back now with Boyle. That's towards Cooper, and again McNally did well, matching him with a header. Kenny Black again. Andy Smith has gone up front, looking for the throw. Back to Black with a quick cross. Faulkner back defending. Celtic were very happy to hear the half-time whistle. Here's Andy Smith. McStay to Donnelly. He's tackled from the back by Stewart. There won't be time for the free kick. The half-time whistle is gone. That good spell from Airdrie has not produced an equaliser. At half-time, it's Airdrie 0, Celtic 1. Start the second half, and it will be very interesting to see what changes may have been made tactically. There's no obvious alteration in the Celtic formation for the start of the second half, but there must be concern, I would imagine, about the fact that John Collins in particular has been so well policed by Jimmy Boyle. Paul McStay also has been matched by Kenny Black. There's Mark McNally resisting a temptation to head back towards his goalkeeper. The free kick given against Donnelly. And Airdrie were looking to start the second half the way they ended the first. This time bleep there by Cooper. This is Sandy Stewart. Back towards Black. Grant to McLaughlin. Faulkner goes to the right. On the left is Donnelly, matched by the pace of Jack. Deceptively quick, Paul Jack. Wasn't going to lose that race. There's Collins. And that was turned over by Martin. Well, John Martin appeared to react late to that. I wonder if he thought initially was going well over the top. John Collins hasn't had a big impact in the game, but really tests the goalkeeper just to indicate that, to remind him that he can hit the ball from there. Airdrie want to make a change. It is Paul Harvey who's being withdrawn. He'll not be pleased about that. I suspect the man who won the quarter-final all on his own against Raith Rovers makes his way to the bench beyond his manager. Tony Smith has come on. That's Grant. Chase here for Faulkner. He's done well to reach that. Allowed to go by Hay. Headed chance here for Collins. Totally unmarked. Well, that could have won the cup finally for Celtic. The diving header from Collins. Yeah, it's a terrific ball into the middle there, and Jimmy Boyle was delighted because he just allowed John Collins to run into that box, and really I think John Collins will be disappointed that he didn't hit the target. Here we see him. He runs away. He's left his marker. Really should have hit the target there. McStay, good pass from defence. This is Grant. Hustled all the way by Andy Smith. Grant did well. This is McStay again. Donnelly, McKinley. Bit of wrestling going on between Donnelly and Jack as Jimmy Boyle turns the ball out for the throw. Let's have another look at Peter Grant in possession here under the most severe pressure from Andy Smith. Now, he didn't react badly to that. Kept his eye on the ball, knew exactly where Smith was, and picked out McStay. The number 10 is being held up. It looks as though Donnelly is being withdrawn. So Donnelly goes off, and Phil O'Donnell goes on, looking to win his second Scottish Cup winners medal, having been in the Motherwell side in 1991, along with Tom Boyd. Great leap there by Cooper. Moving across in front of McNally. Grant turned well. Caught from the rear by Black. As he played the ball forward, he's in trouble this time. Peter Grant. The referee will allow attention for Grant. He was caught after the ball had gone by Kenny Black, and that right knee causing trouble again. Here's Lawrence in behind McNally, a chance for Airdrie. In goes Peter Grant. Excellent play by Grant. He's injured again. Clearance there by McNally. Grant is in trouble this time. It's out for a throw, and the referee will allow treatment and show off Mark McNally and Peter Grant requiring attention. Grant clearly in
considerable pain. You can see it from a different angle. Unlost his man set the box in. Timing of the tackle is excellent. Takes the ball clearly and cleanly. So Peter Grant recovers. He has now been named the Tennent's man of the match for his performance this afternoon. Very influential for Celtic. Faulkner gets up well again. Faulkner trying to release McLaughlin. And a great block by Martin. That would have settled it. Well, he had very little to do in the second half in particular, but he did well to block the shot from Faulkner. Very few in the box for that. Airdrie leading 3 men upfield all the time now. McNally did well to halt Lawrence. Here's Andy Smith. Goes wide here from McIntyre. Decision goes Airdrie's way. And Tommy Barnes looks on. Jimmy Steele checks his watch. He'll know now that we're just about to go into stoppage time. But there could be a great deal of that though. Tommy Barnes can hardly wait and hardly watch. Final whistle goes! Celtic have won the Tennent's Scottish Cup. Tommy Barnes goes straight to Alec MacDonald. It certainly wasn't a classy, distinguished performance, but that doesn't matter to Paul McStay. Look at the joy on the captain's face. It's been a tough, grinding performance all the way through, but Celtic have achieved their target, which was victory this afternoon. They've won the Tennent's Scottish Cup. They're in Europe next season, and these supporters are all set to celebrate.
The celebrations continued long after the final whistle. The supporters savoured the moment when Celtic had finally laid to rest a period in their history which had seen 6 long years without a trophy. In that time there had been moments of despair. Now the overriding emotion was one of complete joy.
You can see them all around us here, and that's what Celtic Football Club's all about. We're only here as people who do a job for them. They're the guys that pay the money, they pay the wages, and we're their servants, and I'm absolutely delighted for them. I thought Airdrie played well in the game, competed very well and done what they were good at. I didn't think we played well at all, but I think, to be fair, we're under a hell of a lot more pressure than Airdrie were. Well, now I'll go and give Peter Grant a good kiss, because I thought he was absolutely unbelievable today, and I don't know what they've done without him today. It was absolutely magnificent, and for him more than anything, I'm absolutely delighted. And for the captain McStay, which is a particularly hard time, I'm just so thrilled for him.
And hopefully 1 or 2 checks might be written over the summer.
Well, we know the guys we want, and we'll go and do our business here and get them in here.
Well done, Tommy.
Thanks very much. Dreamed about for the last 5-6 years. We fought hard and long, eventually won it. Maybe not a great performance today, but over the piece we probably deserved to win it today, definitely.
It's a fantastic feeling, and when you see the supporters and you see the emotion and you know what you play football for, and it's magic.
The ones that deserve the medal is these people that stood round about here today and in this stand today. They deserve it all because they've stood by us for 6 years, and I'm delighted for them. I'm delighted for myself personally. but I think these people deserve it more than us.
Had a couple of letters through the week before the cup final, people saying to me if we win it, to take the cup down through the Gorbals and up to the Calton. So we decided to do that, and the support was absolutely unbelievable. Thousands and thousands of them out on the street, and just quite remarkable. Very, very touching, and that will drive us on to get Celtic back to where they should be.
We done a wee diversion today. We travelled through the town. As you can see, the sort of relief and the sort of joy in their faces, you know, and that means a hell of a lot to us guys out the players, because we want to bring that to our fans.
As the other band is in the land, give the boys a cheer. Where the wind like time, where the cheers roll, when we know the Scottish Cup is going to race to paradise.
most important thing was getting a badge at the end of it. It was a winner's badge. And that meant the world to me. As I say, it's been the greatest football day of my life. I've won the double, I've won league championships, but I can honestly say I've enjoyed this most, and I'm going to make sure it lasts.
Today is the best feeling I've had in football. I suppose probably a sense of relief and a lot of other emotions were mixed in there, but I can truly say that today is the best feeling I've had, and I looked round and saw the Celtic support and the way they celebrated the first trophy for 6 years.
Mentally it's been torture after the last final, and I just determined to go and put it right, and all the other lads are determined to put it as right as well. As I said to the fans, they deserve it. Things are taking shape at the club off the park, and the most important thing is what the fans want to see is things taking shape on the park. So I think we've put that right tonight, and we'll let them celebrate for a wee change.
We've got the best support in the world, as everybody knows that, and I think they showed that today. They're going into a stadium that is fitting for the support that we've got, and it's the start for Celtic Football Club, and we'll try and do things properly for them, and not take advantage of them, and not take them for granted, and give them the best quality players that we can possibly find.
This is the beginning of better days.